Yo, we're doing a video in a little bit of a different direction this time. We're instead of talking about what I've done to make the build as good as possible, I'm doing another Fury Druid video, and it's about the budget gear you can use to have an endgame viable Fury Druid. Because it's always been my dream to make budget videos, for players who essentially like are making their first characters. They want like a melee character that they can play. They've just gotten a sorceress to nightmare mode and they're about to farm Mephisto like 700 times. So, that's kind of the idea that we're thinking here. And I know that there's like a couple other budget Fury Druid videos out there. Dobrunsky has a pretty good one. The one thing I'll say about that, though, is that I wouldn't really consider it to be budget, in all honesty. It's more like, his is more like for players who have accumulated a lot of gear but don't want to put a lot of effort into the Fury Druid. Partially because his build uses a Reaper's Toll to deal with physical immunes. That is not budget to me. I have only found two of those in the last two and some years I've been playing this game. So that's not gonna cut it for a budget build for me. You gotta deal with physical immunes, somehow from your skill tree or from your own gear. Reaper's Toll, too expensive. Anything that you can only find in like the level 85 areas or like Diablo or Veil Hell mode is not super budget in my opinion. He also uses basically my endgame equipment as budget. So I use a Tomb Reaver, a Duress armor, a Gore Riders, and a Yalal's Mane. And he recommends these three items right here as good budget options. And I would say that Duress I can understand, and Umrune is not super expensive. They're rare, but you can get lucky with like the Nightmare Hellforge. Gores do drop from Nightmare Mephisto, but it's like with 300 Magic Find about a 1 in 1200 chance, so also like not that easy to find. I only have 4 of these I think at the most. And I do have 2 Yalal's Manes, but I found them all recent. I found both of them quite recently. It's so good that I wouldn't consider it budget either. So I went with different options. There's a little bit of crossover though between our videos. We do recommend the same weapon, the Rib Cracker. Fantastic budget weapon, drops from Nightmare Mephisto. You can up it. This one's a pretty close to perfect roll. It gives good crushing blow. It gives good faster hit recovery, which is important because Fury is an interruptible attack. And a little bit to defense as well. You do need the Shale in it to get as much of as fast an attack speed as possible, though. It's not as good as the Tomb Reaver, though. I will just say that. Like some people say that the Rib Cracker is one of the best Fury Druid weapons. It's all right, but there are probably better ones out there. Tomb Reaver being one of them, in my opinion. More damage, faster attack speed, and plus to resistance is pretty hard to beat. Now, I've also taken a couple charms out of my inventory. I know that Dobrunsky in his video only uses 2 all-res charms. I just was lazy and I didn't remove most of these charms, but in all honesty, they're just AR damage and life charms with, I had this one lightning res charm, and then I put a poison and a fire charm in my inventory instead of the Anilus charm, and then my 3 plus shapeshifting skills charms. And I took these out, actually, because I thought about leaving them in just because they didn't really matter, but I realized that they actually impact your Fire Claws damage pretty heavily. I'd be doing, I'll talk about that in a second. And also, you can go watch Dobrunsky's video for, just to see how it's done differently. This is like the exceptionally poor man's version of the build. What I would recommend, by the way, is if you're using a Rib Cracker, I have not redone my stats. I would take a whole bunch of stats out of Strength and Dexterity and put them in Vitality, so that you had about, let me get into wolf form. I've got about 2,500 life as it is right now. If I took out all the strength and dex I didn't need, you could probably get about 3,500. And that would definitely be better. Since without a lot of DR, this build is kind of difficult to do. Anyways, I'll go over the skills real quick. So, um, obviously, we're focusing on the summoning skill tree. Not the summoning, the shapeshifting skill tree. I max Lycanthropy, I max Fury, I max Fire Claws, and that's how you do with physical immunes. And I don't put points into anything else. Dabrunski maxes Werewolf, he maxes Feral Rage. I thought that, since you have to max Fire Claws, you just don't have enough points for that. So I max out Firestorm, and I'm starting to put points in Molten Boulder. He also recommends you put most of your points into Oak Sage after just 1 point in Grizzly. I find Oak Sage to be a pretty unreliable way to increase your life, because it dies a lot, even with a decent amount of points in it. So I put more points into Direwolf, just so that my bear had greater HP. So when I summon my bear, it's got about 2,000 life instead of, like 1,200 or something like that. And, that's before Oak Sage, which is tanky enough. It's not that much less than what I have for life. And then, so let's get into the gear real quick. So, the Rib Cracker, awesome weapon, like we said. Then I'm using just a smoke rune word for resistances, really. Since, when you use a two-handed weapon and you don't have a shield, resistances can be hard to come by. String of Ears you can find from Nightmare Mephisto. I had pretty poor luck finding some of these, and I found most of mine from killing Hell Diablo, actually, interestingly enough. But the damage reduced and the lifesteal is extremely useful and very, very good. I use a 2-piece Angelic set for the attack rating. And your attack rating's not great by any means. I have about 73k, or 7.3k. With Fury, a little over 10k with Fire Claws, and then my Feral Rage is quite low. But nonetheless, you do need that, and the Raven Frost also helps with attack rating. And that's obviously for the Cannot Be Frozen, though. You need that. The one piece of gear... Oh, wait, and then Nat's Boots as well. So Nat's Boots, you can probably find better boots than these. I just kind of put these on there because I do like the faster run walk, and they have decent resistances. But if you can find like a tri-res boot that drops from Mephisto or just someone, like, that's solid. You can definitely find boots with just like higher resistances than 17 and 21 on them in general. And I have so many of these. I'm pretty sure every single character I have has a Nat's Boots, so very easy to find. Lum Rune, not the super expensive rune, not one of the expensive runes, so you can probably find that. Laying of Hands is one of the few, okay, so actually the only item that you can't get from Nightmare mode. I believe this only drops from Hell mode in Dariel and onward, and I could be wrong, but that's where I found most of mine. This one is pretty necessary, though. So, you can use a Venom Grip, you can use, Crushing Blow Gloves besides that. You could use a Lava Gout or something like that, but Laying of Hands, I think, is probably your best choice for the fire res. You don't use the attack speed, but the damage to demons is really, really nice. So that's the only non-budget one. I know that Ravenfrost and the Angelic Amulet have a higher chance to drop from Hell and Dariel as well, but, that's alright. You can still get them from Mephisto. And then the last thing I'll talk about is this helm right here. So I thought about using... Okay, wait, I'll go back to town for just 1 second. So I thought about using G-Face. I thought about using Tal's Helm, because you can get both of those from Nightmare Mephisto. And the Tal's Helm is actually a very good fit. And very budget. You can find that very easily. Much easier than G-Face, I think. You get resistances, you get life and mana steal, you get straight to life bonuses. The one thing that you don't get, and I think this is actually just kind of a cool adaptation, just a plus to skills helm is actually super useful. So I'm gonna do a chaos run here, or part of one, but and there aren't really a lot of physical immunes in chaos. But, the plus to fire skills, or plus to fire claws damage is actually pretty important. So you can see, where is it? Without that helm, I do about 1300 to 1400 damage with the helm that boosts up to 17 to 1800. So that's a pretty significant boost in damage. And that's why I decided to take these plus to skills shifters out, or skillers out, because I figured that would actually be quite the boost if I had those in there. And I thought, well, how am I going to get that Fire Claws damage back? Why not just use a helm? So I socketed it using the cube, and I put some Ort runes in it. And just in case you didn't get, like, you know, a 2-socket or 3-socket helm, I left 1 socket blank. But ideally, you would just use that for more resistances or for faster hit recovery. Ooh, one thing I'll say. You do need to hit the 86 FHR breakpoint. You get 50 from your rib cracker, you get 20 from your smoke, so you just need 2 8% FHR charms, which are pretty easy to find. But if you just don't have them for some reason, put a shale in your helm. Yeah, I mean, like the build. Where's my chaos? It's over this way. Nice. You don't attack as quickly with this particular weapon as much as you do with the rib cracker, and that's a bit of a bummer. Damn, my Merc is getting kind of fucked somewhere. So when I watched Debrunski's video a long time ago, and I kind of got hard stuck with the Fury Druid for a long time in like Act 2. I was like, there's no way you can't actually do a budget version of this. Like, what's he talking about? But you can actually, and it gets pretty budget. I mean, none of the gear that I've listed, except for the Laying of Hands, needs to be found in anything greater than Nightmare mode. I will say this is taking much longer to just kill these grotesques than I was hoping. Let it be known that this is not potentially the fastest clearing character in the game, but it is definitely budget friendly. So we have a physical immune here. There we go. Stranglers, you know, so we won't fight any souls, but this character actually deals with souls alright, because despite them having a huge amount of physical resistance, you can actually just use Fire Claws on them, and they die pretty readily. Actually, I might use Fire Claws on these guys too. You know, just having a little bit diversified damage, I think, is really quite nice. I use a Holy Freeze Merc, by the way. I find that is the protection that you get from the slowed enemies is just really useful. I'm primarily using a lot of mana potions right now because I don't actually have mana steal on this character, so Natal's Helm would help with that. But she would just sacrifice, once again, Fire Claw damage as well as resistances from the Ort runes in there. So, I mean, this guy, like, you don't have the fastest clear speed just because your attack speed's not as fast as the Rib Crackers. But he does a pretty good amount of damage, and once you've got even your 1 point of Feral Rage, whoa, I did not mean to get on this side of these guys. Oh, my bear died. Alright, here we go. Ooh. Looks like that guy's not immune to physical, but he is Stone Skin, okay. Oops, damn. Pretty tough. There we go. Yeah, you know, I said it in my last video, but bear placement, dude. This build is all about bear placement. If you're trying to get a budget Fury Druid moving and grooving, you just got to make sure that when you get to really tough enemies, just like toss your bear at them, so that they attack it instead of you, and that makes it quite a bit easier. So for the Merc as well, you know, I've got a Treachery on my Merc. I think that's, you know, probably one of your best options. The Lem rune, not the highest rune either, but can be kind of annoying to find sometimes. Just toss the bear on that guy. Man, it's so annoying to be slowed. Oh, he's Stone Skin too. Alright, we're just going to deal with him later. Treachery gives him DR as well as resistances. I have a Rock Stopper on mine, which is also something that you can find from Nightmare Mephisto, though a Tall's Helm would do really well again. And you might find a Hone Sudan or like a Kelpie Snare, and those would be both fine weapons that you could up as well. So actually, here's an interesting thing. You could use the Treachery yourself, too. You would have to get the Fade proc, but it would actually offer you greater survivability. Yo, let's just toss my bear over there. Whoops. Put him over there. You know, I never think about these guys doing damage, but they actually can do some decent damage. The Grand Vizier of Chaos. Sick name. Nice, nice. Get some potions, get some potions. Yeah, the mana potions are kind of what's bringing me down here. Oh my god, this guy. Screw him. I don't want to fight him right now. Alright, toss the bear. Make sure that they attack him instead of me. Toss the bear again. You know, I'll keep saying it. All about the bear placement. All about the bear placement. Oh man, I'm starting to sweat. I'm starting to sweat. Oh, Jesus. I'm starting to sweat. Okay, that wasn't so bad. Let's see how much lifesteal you've got. With 1 point into Feral Rage, you have a maxed of 19% lifesteal. That's pretty good, in all honesty. Oh, shit. So I didn't talk about on my Switch what I've got, actually. Oh, fuck. Man. These guys are killing me. Oh, maybe I should get my Oak Sage up. Oh no! My Merc died! This is a disaster! Alright, let's go get him. Let's go get my Merc real quick. I didn't talk about what I have on Switch. Oh, whoops. I just have a Flesh Render and a Sigyn's Shield. Both of those give me +2 my shapeshifting skills. And that's really just to pre-buff my attack rating and my life. I took that opportunity to recast Werewolf. I didn't really want it to just die out on me in the middle of this. There we go. Alright, back this way. You know, I was not really paying attention. I don't know what made this so difficult for a second, that my Merc died even. But I will say, you know, usually as long as you, you know, you're kiting people well enough, you're staying out of, like, the middle of massive groups, this character does pretty well. And you know, my fully geared version has quickly become one of my favorites. You know what? Jesus. I don't even see myself. There we go. Just use a potion real quick. Yeah, gotta summon the bear, make sure that he survives. My Merc survives. Yeah, the Merc is pretty instrumental to your own survival, so making sure that he stays alive. It's so funny that you can't even see them half the time because they're behind that fucking corner. Oh, that's funny. Maybe I should have just done half a Chaos run. I don't know if this is too long or not. But, I mean, this is the budget build in action. I have done a Bale run with this build before, And it actually, it's like, you know, not... Wave 5 is not easy, I will say that. But it's definitely doable. But, you know, unless you have really good gear, Lister is usually not easy, per se. Alright. Yeah, the Chaos, these guys can get a little bit dicey. Oh, my bear died. Resummon the bear. Because the pretty massive fire damage is kind of a bother when, you know, your fire res is only 53, like mine is. Oh no, he's immune to physical and immune to fire. That's a nightmare. Because I don't... Oh, shit. Alright, that is the one weakness. We don't really have a way to kill him now. In this particular case, I would... I mean, like, a spell steal is not... Do I even have one? Yeah, I do. It's not super uncommon, but I don't like having to use these things. Oh, man. Because you just have to sit back here and cast Decrepify and, like, let your Merc kill him eventually. Because it only lasts, like, 5 seconds. Dude, this is rough. Of all the fucking luck, my god. Look at them go. Just one little bit at a time. If you can find, like, anything with amplified damage charges, you know, that would be great. Maybe I should get a lower resist wand, but I think that I would still do such little fire damage that it would be basically negligible. Alright, well there's the flaw in my build, is that I deal with physical immunes with fire damage. If they're immune to both, oh well. If you have a Reaper's Toll, good for you. I don't have that, you know? So get off my fucking ass. Alright, let's go.
Death can save you from me.
So you've still got about 50% crushing blow with the rib tracker, which is good enough. Oh yeah, you know, I think I got sidetracked in the middle of something, but I was saying that you can actually use a treachery as well. You see your Merc has the Fade Aura on him. It would give you higher physical resistance and resistances in general, but you would have to wait for the Fade proc, which can get kind of annoying sometimes. So I, you know, just thought 2 Lem runes is kind of a stretch sometimes to find. You know, it's nice to find one in the early stages of your game.
What do you need?
Trash. And so I figured that as long as you have the belts, the resistances from smoke would be fine. But there you have it. There you have it. Oh, is that the charm we picked up? That's the charm we picked up. It's kind of garbage though. So yeah, I mean there it is. Is about as budget as you can get. Let's just go check real quick the Worldstone Keep, and we'll see if we rolled souls, and I can just show you more like Fireclaws in action as I kill physical immunes. I feel like we would have seen the souls by now though, so unlikely that we've got them. Maybe I'll run to the apparitions in... Oh man, whoa, holy shit. That's kind of wild. I let myself get surrounded. Oh no, holy shit. Whoa. Am I gonna survive, guys? Nope, I'm surrounded. Alright. And that's the limitation of a budget build, that right there. You don't have quite the damage to just, like, plow your way out of that. But overall, I mean, like, you saw me do the Chaos run. No big hiccups until the end with the Infector of Souls. Let's go back into the Worldstone Keep one more time. and just see if there are souls, and if not, we'll give up pretty quickly. Yeah, let's go to the Arcane Sanctuary. Oh my god, this is my least favorite way to go. So it takes between 2 and 3 hits to kill the apparitions. Not that bad actually, and your bear as a resummonable tank can do a reasonable job of keeping them at bay. So when I was leveling this character through hell, or just moving him through hell, like these specters, souls, and whatnot, never actually posed much of an issue for me. Once I figured out that I could start using fire claws to deal with them. All right, better stop this before it gets too long. But I think that's about it. That's about it. All right, catch you later.